Political war rages over former Maharashtra Chief Minister Prithviraj Chavan's comments on borrowing temple gold for additional funds to fight the coronavirus. Chavan had tweeted that the government must appropriate all the gold lying with religious trust in the country, triggering a political fight as the BJP fired back at the Congress, accusing the party of being anti-Hindu and signalling out temple gold. Take a look at the reactions we've received so far.
Unfortunately, some antisocial elements completely twisted it out of context and tried to project that I had targeted a particular religion. I'm going to take up with the appropriate legal authorities. My suggestion was nothing new. Whenever there is a national economic crisis, Prime Ministers have resorted to collect gold.
मैं पृथ्वीराज जी से पूछना चाहूंगा, ये सोनिया गांधी जी ने आपको इस मांग को लेकर आगे बढ़ने के लिए कहा है या कांग्रेस का यह अभिमत है? कांग्रेस शासित राज्य और मुख्यमंत्री की यह डिमांड है?
कांग्रेस के नेताओं का ध्यान अब देश के मंदिरों के सोने पर है, और यदि मंदिरों का सोना लेना है तो सभी अलग अलग जो धर्मस्थल है, सभी का उसमें एक साथ योगदान हो, सभी का अपना समर्पण हो। इस प्रकार की एकता की बात कांग्रेस के नेता क्यों नहीं करते?
सर्वथा मौन रहने वाली कांग्रेस अचानक उस समय जाग जाती है जब मंदिरों की संपत्ति पर नजर पड़ती है। कांग्रेस के नेताओं को अगर देखें तो उनसे ही पता लग जाएगा। अगर उनकी संपत्ति का ब्यौरा निकालोगे तो मुझे लगता है देश के एक्सचेकर का बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा ही कांग्रेसियों के पास जमा पड़ा है। शर्म आनी चाहिए ऐसे लोगों को।
मंदिर भक्तों द्वारा चढ़ाए हुए दान पुण्य है। दान पुण्य का फल सरकार नहीं लेती है। क्या जो है विश्वनाथ मंदिर ही है और मंदिरों पर ही है? क्या चर्चों, गुरुद्वारों और मस्जिदों पर इनका जो है नहीं बोल सकते? क्योंकि ये वोट बैंक की राजनीति करते हैं और क्योंकि भाजपा की सरकार को एकदम जो है बदनाम करने में लगे हुए हैं, जिसका मैं घोर निंदा करता हूं।
Joining us on this big afternoon, face-off Prithviraj Chavan, former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, senior Congress leader squaring off against him, the BJP's Rakesh Sinha. Rakesh Sinha, I'll start with you. What is the BJP's objection to Prithviraj Chavan's suggestion, given that way back it was Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee who also suggested a scheme along similar lines that monetize the gold that's lying in the vaults, put it to productive use. We're in the middle of a massive emergency. What's your party's objections, Professor Sinha?
I think this suggestion is not a constructive suggestion. Definitely, this is a crisis hour, and the Indian state is doing a lot. And the situation is under control, and the government has announced a huge amount for this crisis and concerning each and every section of the society. But as far as this suggestion is concerned, I assume that either Prithviraj Chavan is unknown to the contribution made by the temples, or he is making a deliberate suggestion and trying to divert the entire discourse and debate. What Prime Minister has announced the day before yesterday, and the country is witnessing the huge amount coming to the people's pocket to. But I assume, and this is my conviction, that he is trying to digress the entire discourse. I am just informing him that what temples are doing. The Tirupati temple is feeding every day 130,000 people. 130,000 food packets right from the day of lockdown. 2.43 crore people have been fed by ISKCON. So all the temples are doing the great services and they are donating. This Tirupati temple has donated 20 crore to a hospital to make a COVID-centric hospital. The 8 crore for the farmers. Similarly, the Mahavir temple Patna donated 1 crore rupees. The Satya Sai Trust donated 51 lakh to the Maharashtra Chief Minister Relief Fund. Guruvayur temple has donated 5 crore rupees. So this kind of donations coming from each and every temple, and the people are doing a lot of job. So what else you want? My submission is that.
No, but it's not an either or. It's no one's taking away from the fact that the temples are going out of their way to provide langar, to provide food, and whatever healthcare facilities they can to devotees and to others who need help. But his argument is that you've got a lot of temple gold, about 13 lakh tons of it, which is worth about $1 trillion in rough estimates, which is very, very substantial, and therefore the suggestion is to try and monetize some part of that.
In fact, I earlier told that he's trying to digress the debate. When you are discussing temple, naturally it will come to the mosque, it will come to the churches. I am informing him. And this must be under the information of Sonia Gandhi and the 10 Janpat. 7,000 crores valuation of the just Cathedral Church in India holds 7,000 crores land. 7,000 crore. What is the population of Christians in this country? Just behind the Rashtrapati Bhavan, there is a church, and you just see the land which is not less than the Rashtrapati Bhavan almost. There are churches in New Delhi area. There are 12 to 13 churches in Delhi, and there the land property is huge property. The total population of Christians in Delhi is 0.8%. And about the Waqf vote, there are 7 lakh Waqf vote in the country, and the property, they have amassed the property 60 lakh crore property.
Okay, so you're making an important point that if you want to dip into resources, why dip into temple resources alone? Why not even suggest that the additional resources available at churches and mosques also be used in the same fight against COVID-19? Former Chief Minister Maharashtra Prithviraj Chavan, respond to the very serious charge the BJP is making that yours is an anti-Hindu suggestion, they claim. While if you want temple gold, why not also take Waqf land? Why not also take the money that the churches have lying with them? Prithviraj Chavan.
Rahul, are you audible?
Yeah, you're fine. Go on.
Yeah. Okay. Rahul, you not read my original tweet. Please read my original tweet. I have very clearly said all religious trust. Now, I never, you people have twisted it around, and everybody's, and of course BJP, everybody has said we meant only temples. We did not mean temples. They said all religious trust, number one. Number two, when did the gold deposit scheme or gold monetization scheme start? First time in 1999, after the Pokhran 2 atomic test, when there was an economic sanction against India, Atal Bihari Vajpayee started in September 1999, first time, the gold deposit scheme. And a lot of temples, a lot of individuals deposited money in it. Then later on, Mr. Modi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in November of 2015, reinvented the scheme and called it Gold Monetization Scheme. Remember, late Mr. Arun Jaitley introduced the bill in Parliament, and under that scheme, I will refer you to the Parliament question reply by Jayant Sinha, where he very clearly said that lots of temples have deposited gold. He specifically mentioned 8 temples, 4 from Tamil Nadu, 2 from Maharashtra, 1 each from Jammu Kashmir and Andhra Pradesh. And if you look at the annual report of the Finance Ministry, from the date when the gold monetization scheme was started by Mr. Modi till 31st January 2020, 2 months back, 20 tons gold has been submitted. So it is nothing out of the box. No, it is.
Okay, so let's take it one at a time. There are 2 important points that Prithviraj Chavan makes. Rakesh Sinha, respond to the first, that his original tweet, and I have it over here, and I'll quote to you what he says: stimulus, hashtag Prime Minister of India government must immediately appropriate all the gold lying with religious trusts, worth at least $1 trillion, according to the World Gold Council. The gold can be borrowed through gold bank bonds at a low rate. This is an emergency. Prithviraj Chavan. He doesn't say temples alone. He says all religious trusts. You're being accused, Rakesh Sinha, of deliberately distorting it and making it seem as if he and the Congress are anti-Hindu. Respond.
He is making direct attack to the Hindu temples. He knows this fact, and his leader knows this fact that gold is donated generally in temples, not in church and mosque. They accumulate property in different terms. That Waqf property, the immovable property of the Waqf vote, the huge property Waqf vote, and that is the land acquired by 60 lakh crore valuation of the land of the Waqf land. Despite that, He's just concentrating on gold. This is the devotees donation out of their conviction to the God. So we are no one to decide how to make expenditure. This is the board, and most of the most of the temples are under they appointed by the government IAS officer in the trust. The Vaishno Devi, Tirupati, 2 IAS officers are there. In Vaishno Devi, IAS officers are there. In everywhere. So money is indirectly spent on their developmental purposes. There are many things they are sponsored. Tirupati has sponsored 600 crore rupees for making a huge bridge. This is just an attack on the Hindu temple.
No, but it's not an attack. One second. I quote to you what happened. I'll quote to you here 2 things. One is a response from Dhruva Narayan, the Minister of Finance response, and the temples in Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir that have deposited gold. And there are 2 temples from Maharashtra, they're gold with 11 banks that have been deposited. So it's not as if it hasn't been done. It's a suggestion. You can reject it, you can accept it. But to make it seem as if somehow Prithviraj Chavan is anti-Hindu, is that even fair, Rakesh Sinha?
No, I am not saying that his proposal is just targeting the temple's autonomy, temple's own sovereignty to how to make expenditure. It is up to the trust. They are making expenditure for the people's sake, not only in the crisis hour, but even the peace time when there is a normalcy. The temples are doing a huge work. The Ma Amritanandamayi in Kerala, you just see how much money they have made expenditure. They have donated to the CM Relief Fund. They have donated to Prime Minister Relief Fund. Each and every temple.
You have an important point, and I'll get Prithviraj Chavan to respond to this. First, you are saying immediately appropriate. Appropriation is a forced measure. It's not voluntarily that you're seeking that the gold be given. Secondly, it is true that nobody donates gold to a mosque. You don't really donate gold to a church. Therefore, when your suggestion is to take the gold and that also appropriate it, it's directed, even if you don't say so, largely at Hindu temples.
No, but that is your interpretation. It is not mine. First of all,
it's a fact. It's only Hindu temples that have gold.
No, that's not true. The richest religious entity in the world is the Catholic Church of Rome. You know that. But I'm not into that. It is a voluntary. I have also said further that you can pay interest on loans taken. And whatever Mr. Rakesh Sinha is a very learned person, whatever he's saying directly applies to Sri Narendra Modi, who started the gold monetization scheme in November of 2015, and late Arun Jaitley ji. Now, they have collected a whole lot of gold. As a matter of fact, 20.5 tons of gold have been collected, not only for temples. It may be private individuals also might have contributed. My information from the annual report of Finance Ministry, of the latest annual report, tells me that 2952 entities have deposited 20.5 tons of gold with Government of India under Mr. Narendra Modi's gold monetization scheme. So whatever Mr. Rakesh Sinha is accusing also applies to late Atal Bihari Vajpayee, but he's no longer with us, and also Sri Narendra Modi.
Okay, Rakesh Sinha, respond to this, because I have over here details of a scheme launched in May 1998 by former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee called the Gold Deposit Scheme. This is in the aftermath of the economic sanctions when we had the Pokhran nuclear test. That time we were asking institutions and individuals to deposit their gold to the banks, which is what Prithviraj Chavan says he's doing now.
I never expected such a senior person who has been the Chief Minister of a state to speak like that and get confused. What Vajpayee proposed, what Narendra Modi ji has proposed, they are different things. The monetization of the gold in a general terms. You are just attacking the temple's property. Temples are dedicated and devoted to the common people, and they are doing a huge service. Anybody knows the Tirupati temple, Vaishno Devi temple, they are doing the service. But at the same time, the church is not under the control of the government. The church property is not under the control of the government. Are you saying that the monetization of church land in Delhi, just give me concrete terms, the monetization of the church land in Delhi in this crisis hour? Cathedral church, at least 25% land.
But sir, there's a difference, Rakesh Sinha. Economically, there's a difference between land and gold. If you take the land and you sell it, you can't really give it back, but something else will be, that land will be put to some other use. Prithviraj Chavan is saying you take the gold, you give them interest, later when things are okay, you can give the gold back. This is one second. On a more serious note, rather than printing new currency which has an inflationary spiral, this is a hard physical asset you already have in your possession. Monetizing that will not lead to inflation in the same way as printing fresh currency.
No, this is a church-inspired suggestion, and Prithviraj Chauhan is being used by the Congress leadership, who are now almost of the 25% Congress leaders have become the crypto Christians under the influence of a particular person, particular family. And I think this is the biggest attack on the church Hindu temples. Not the first time. In the past too, they have attacked. You know, when Shankaracharya were arrested, who was behind that? What was the motive behind that? This is a concerted efforts of a particular political party and their leaders time and again treat the temples.
But Rakesh
just like
I'm on the economics of the suggestion. A physical asset in your possession, the monetization of which doesn't create an inflationary spiral, vis-a-vis printing new currency, which makes products that you and I consume more expensive. If you weigh on balance those two options, Prithviraj Chauhan can argue that his is a less expensive option. And you can give the gold back later, like you would with any loan you take.
So I think that autonomy of the trust, which of a temple trust, should be maintained. It is up to them. They are making expenditure.
This is a good point. Rakesh Sinha has a good point. Now, there I agree with him. Your argument would have been sensible if you'd suggested that this be voluntary. Your demand in your original tweet for appropriation makes it compulsory. You would not, Prithviraj Chauhan, and that's a fact, ever say that church land or Waqf land should be forcibly taken away because we have a crisis. That would offend your religious sensibility. However, because this is largely religious trust and most of them are Hindu trust, therefore you think, le lo, appropriate kar lo.
I think the point is all major trusts are controlled by Government of India. There is a law controlling various trusts, and the decisions are taken by the trust. This is a voluntary thing. I have suggested in the tweet that the interest be paid, and this is not a new thing. How is it different than the existing Narendra Modi's gold monetization scheme?
No, because that's a scheme. That's voluntary. You are seeking appropriation. Why don't you accept, Prithviraj Chauhan, that you would like to amend what you said? You originally asked for appropriation. The meaning of appropriation is to appropriate, to take it.
You can argue on the semantics and all that.
It's not semantics, it's intent. It's not semantics, it's intent. You yourself say appropriation.
Why would I say a loan? A loan is not appropriation.
No, but you've taken it compulsorily and then you're paying interest on it. No, why don't you just say that your tweet was wrongly framed and that you'd like to reframe it?
No, I think it's not. You can take the dictionary meaning of the word appropriate if you want to, fine. But I have suggested that interest is...
How many churches in India and their property is monitored by the state? You are talking about the trust. All the trusts are for the temples, not for the churches. Are you suggesting here that churches should be controlled by the government? Just the same law should be applicable to churches and mosques and work property? Are you going to suggest this?
Rahul, have I suggested any particular religion? Why is JP going to town by saying that we are attacking particular religion?
The Congress can say that the BJP, Rakesh Sinha, is not being able to answer questions about why migrants haven't been given handouts. Why so far there have been no direct cash transfers to the lakhs of people who are walking from our big cities back to their villages. You haven't given them any cash yet. That's the question you should be answering. Unable to answer that question, you're creating now a facade. Respond to that.
Diversion.
No, you know, the kind of scheme Prime Minister has declared, I'm just taking of the 50 lakh street vendors. They have been considered till the date the illegitimate shopkeepers, and they were the victim of the triple illegal taxes by the landowners, who occupied the government land or who claimed that this land belongs to in front of his house or his shop. Second, the civil authorities and the police. For the first time, 5,000 crore allotted to the 50 lakh street vendors.
Sir, as of now, the street vendors aren't on the streets vending anything. They are going back home. They are hungry, they are frustrated, they are thirsty. You got kids on suitcases. You got people in Katihar fighting over biscuits. You have to answer, what is your government doing for them, sir?
What is not the result of 2014? That's why Narendra Modi government has given 2 months free of cost the foods for each and every migrant workers. The money is being transferred. This is for the first time that welfare state is substantially applicable to the common people. All the schemes are for the street vendor, the migrant workers. For the next, every migrant worker is getting the free of cost 2 months. And this is not a full stop. This is a comma. We never believe in the welfare state there is any full stop. Second important thing is that we have increased the amount of the Manrega 182 to 202 rupees. So such a huge welfare scheme, definitely, they are lapses on the part of the state. Why not you are talking to West Bengal, where the thousands and thousands of migrant workers are victim of the state's apathy and state's incompetence? Why not you are talking of the Maharashtra government? What about why the people from Maharashtra coming to other states? Why not Maharashtra government demanded from the center at the appropriate time the number of trains? Why not the Maharashtra government manage for that? Your failure is not the failure of the central government. This is not a unitary state. This is a federal state where a state has a responsibility.
Okay, final words, Prithviraj Chavan. Yes, concluding words, sir.
Rahul, I had requested the Prime Minister way back in early April, about a month back, that India must spend 10% of the GDP. I had specifically said 21 lakhs crores. And when Prime Minister announced 20 lakh crore of package, I was very happy. I welcomed it. But now, after the 2 editions of Nirmala Sitharaman's mini budgets, I'm very disappointed. Nothing but lending. We're talking about spending. People need money in their pockets. And if Mr. Rakesh Sinha sees what is happening on the streets, the migrant workers is very good under Mr. Narendra Modi's leadership. When I have nothing to do. The whole world is watching what is happening to migrants. And before you blame West Bengal and Maharashtra government, should you ask UP, Bihar, Odisha government as to why people have to leave their states and come to other states? Isn't there a failure of all these complete states to create employment in their own state?
Okay.
Give me 30 seconds. This is not the time to discuss why people are coming from Bihar, Odisha, and UP. This is the time.
Not the time to.
These workers are not liability. They are asset. They are asset to any state. You just minus the migrant workers, all the developmental activities would be hampered. So now you see, the Karnataka, the builders are demanding that they should not be allowed to go their home. In Maharashtra, the same position is that. So this is the failure of the Bihar, UP. They are not industrialized state. That is a different thing that would be discussed later on. But here the failure of the Maharashtra government to manage the migrant workers who were the part of the integral part of the developmental activities. Now you are just abandoning. You are not doing anything. And last question to Prithviraj Chavan. Your suggestion is a demand of the Congress. What is the position of the Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi on Prithviraj Chavan's suggestion that gold should be monetized? On the temples, gold should be monetized. Congress
Mr. Rakesh Sinha, you please, before answering with bringing Congress party into the picture, you please tell me how is my suggestion different what Mr. Narendra Modi introduced in November 2015? Will you please tell me why Mr. Narendra Modi has collected 20.5 tons of gold from various temples and other people? Please tell me. Please, you read your own finance minister's annual report, latest annual report.
Okay.
Yes,
and tell me what is the difference?
I'm answering. There is a difference between the two. Modi ji has, as a policy matter, has declared, but he has not attacked to the temple only. He has not targeted temple. Temple's autonomy to be maintained, and it is a devotion donation.
Who is attacked temple?
Donation.
You're insisting that he's attacked the temples.
Why are you putting words in my mouth?
That's the BJP's interpretation. Prithviraj Chavan says he hasn't.
I don't care what BJP interprets. You please read my tweet.
Okay,
I'm not attacking anybody.
Why not you are saying that?
Okay, I'll leave it there.
Attack on temples.
Why not you are suggesting that churches should be brought under the trust as temples are under the trust? Just
okay.
give the suggestion.
Mr. Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister.
You are leaving churches and
okay, gentlemen, thank you very much. We heard you.
Mr. Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister. Please ask him to do what you want.
Okay, we'll leave it there, and we'll leave it to our viewers to decide what they make about this furious face-off over gold. Thank you very much, Rakesh Sinha and Prithviraj Chavan, for joining us. We're going to slip into a break.